Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. My name is Robert Antwin, and along with the lovely
Constance Carter,
and we believe that for every situation,
there is a conversation.
hashtag Conversation Starters Live. This is the #1 entertainment platform in the world. And we are so glad that you're hanging out with us on the Conversation Starters Live couch. And it is Friday, or as Constance would say, put a little something in your cup because the couch should get rough. What's going on, Constance?
Nothing going on. Hey, listen, we got a special guest today. I'm super excited. Talk to the brother in the green room. He is lit. He ready to get on and talk to everybody. So I'm excited. Yeah, what's going on with you?
Man, I'm just trying to keep maintain in this COVID season. You know, I'm trying to wash my mask. You know what I mean? I got like 11 of them all over the place. I got some in my truck, some in my bedroom, some in the living room. So if you ever need some mask, I got it.
You don't even want to see what my mask look like. Imagine this.
Oh, you got the lipstick on there?
Yeah, lipstick and makeup all over. It's horrible. It's horrible. I can't wear my mask even if I wanted to.
Really? Well, that's like girl problems. I'm not really sure how to help you out with that. But it's Friday, everybody. We want to make sure that you share this out. Make sure that you tell everybody that Conversation Starters live in direct with Constance Carter, along with your boy Rob on the job. And we just want to say hello to everybody that's out there in the feed. Brandy Cox, Jazzy K. Ward. Hello. Tell your mama and them. Share this thing out. Let them know that it's going to be a jazzy Friday.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you share, because this brother that we have, this fine brother that we have coming up today, y'all want to know who he is. If you don't already know who he is, see, I know who he is. But if you don't know, you're going to know today. So make sure you share to everybody. Share with your mama and them. Share with your cousin them. Share with your auntie them. Share it with everybody you know. Because it's about to go down. Up in here. Yes.
Constance Carter, you know what? We were talking in the green room before our guest came on, and things got a little heated. I mean, I didn't even want to get involved with the conversation that was going on. So I don't know if we have news you can use. My glasses are tilted a little sideways. My skin is shiny. I got a little hot under the collar. I need to unbutton one more button because we want to make sure we take it to the streets, not to the streets, but to the streets, and see what the people have to say.
Well, let's talk about the question of the day. So, you know, I'm at work, right? And we sitting in the office today, just a few of us chopping it up. One man and about 4 women, actually 2 men and four ladies. And we're just talking about relationships. And one of the things that the ladies were saying is that a lot of times the men will send their representatives when they're on the chase.
Why are you doing me like that, Constance?
Yeah,
what is this all about?
Let's talk about that though, really quick, Robert, because that's what they were saying. And actually, the brother that was in the room, he gave up the bro code. And what he said is that men do send their representatives when they are going after. They like the chase, and then once they get the chase, then they kind of throw the woman away. And so I want to know, for you guys, for our audience, what do you guys think? Do men like the chase? And after they get the catch, do they just kind of get bored and throw it away? Do they ever wife the chase? How is it out there in the dating game? What is going on?
Constance, this is the most ridiculous question of the day I've ever seen before. But let me articulate what the brother was trying to say.
Okay.
The answer to you, yes, that men do send out a representative. Mm-hmm. Well, let me say this. As a man, you want to make sure that you put your best foot forward. What woman wants to see a brother show up with his teeth crooked, with his jeans ashy, and his skin looking raggedy? So you have to make sure that you show up appropriate on those first few dates, right? That's number one. Number two, you want to make sure that you put your nouns and verbs together, because you really can. But every now and again, when you're with the fellas, you know, things get a little out of pocket. But you want to make sure that this young lady that you're seeing, that you're dating, the object of your affection, you want her to see the best you. Now, with that being said, I think the more appropriate question is, do men or women better represent themselves on the first dates? Because I know for sure that I've seen a beautiful woman who I thought was beautiful until the next day. When I see the wig over on the nightstand, when I see the eyelashes on the floor, when I see the push-up bra down at the foot of the bed. So that's a whole fabrication that's happening every time I see a woman out in the street sometimes. But sometimes I see that.
So let's talk about this. So when the woman, so when the eyelashes come off,
everything,
when the wig comes off, when the bra comes off, then you lose interest. I mean, what does that mean?
Who are you? Is what we're saying. Who are you? You are not the woman that I met last Friday.
Wow. See, this is Chris said, me personally, I like to pursue the unpursuable woman. But the question then begins, Chris, is what happens when you get her? Do you lose interest? And that's what ends up happening a lot of the time, is that the men end up losing interest once they trap the woman.
Well, let me say this.
This one right here, Charles.
John said, damn, homie. I think he was the one who broke the bro code.
Yeah, he's the one that broke the bro code.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. All men want to make sure that the woman that they are with sees their best self, right? Men and women have a tendency to fall off and get a little comfortable and lax in the relationship. Okay. I will admit that men have a tendency to be more demonstrated with their fall off. The fall off game is real. Mm-hmm. Everything from stopping to open the doors, mm-hmm. to laying on the couch and not picking up their clothes, to the WYD texts. Well, actually, those never stop, do they? They kind of keep coming.
I just feel sorry for you single women out there that have to deal with this mess, this nonsense, because they said that it never stops at no matter what age these men are. I don't care if they 13 or if they 60, it never stops. And unfortunately, us poor women have to deal with this BS if you're single. But if you're not, and if you found the right person and you don't have to deal with that type of nonsense, then you're in a good place.
So Constance, wait. This is, see how you put that out there? Let me ask you this.
What?
You remember, not you, but you remember in the beginning, when you did cartwheels, when you was hanging from the chandelier, when you were outside, when you were in the car, and then when you get us, sure enough, get us, either we got a commitment and we are boyfriend, girlfriend with the title, or you get the ring, all the acrobatics stop. All the role playing stops. All the head of the class stops. What's up with that? Is that a representative being brought out or not?
I don't know. You gotta ask your girls. I can't speak to that, but I just know that I've heard more than a little bit from all my girlfriends that these men, they send their representatives, they woo them, they send these poetic texts. They call them first thing in the morning. The first thing I think about in the morning, the last thing I think about at night, and then all of a sudden it stops once they get comfortable. And so I just know that I've heard it more than a little bit that it happens, and they get caught up in that way. Anyway, let's change the subject. Let's go to the next topic. What else is out there? What else is happening out there, Rob?
You tell me, sis. I mean, because I know there's a lot of things that are happening. And you are on a roll. I mean, we've been in the green room and you've been dogging the conversation or leading the conversation. So I'm going to let you steer today.
Listen,
I'm going to be in the back seat.
I'm just talking to you about what's been talked to me. And in fact, online, I see this thing that came up. A whole sign in front of somebody's job. And they said, I sleep with married men on my lunch, and got the woman's picture up there and everything. So the question is, was the wife wrong for leaving this outside the side chick's job? Was the wife wrong? What do you think, Rob? Was the wife wrong?
I'm going to tell you that she was wrong. Flag on the play. Like, give me 10 push-ups or something. Like, who does that?
Right.
I will admit that if you're going to do the crime, you got to do the time, okay. Right? Mm-hmm. So I think that sign at the job was better than having a keyed up car getting hot grits thrown on you, having somebody put a knife to any body part, or taking it to your mama and them. That's the last thing you want to have happen.
This is on the internet, though. I think I might have rather had a keyed up car. I don't know, because you got me embarrassed in front of everybody at my damn job with my picture on here, no less. I would have been mortified.
But that's on the chick, though. That's on the chick more so than the guy, right?
That's on the chick. But on the same token, why did this wife feel the need to do that to the side chick? What responsibility does her husband have in the whole thing?
Well, at this moment and this time, he needs to be saying two things. Baby, I'm so sorry. I was wrong, baby. I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Yeah,
Can I get you some dinner?
Responsibility from the woman, though. That's not cool.
Yeah, well, here's a cardinal rule for anybody out there in the Conversation Starters Live. If your guy or your girl is caught cheating, never check the other person. You need to check the person that you came there with. You need to check your husband or your wife, the person that you sleep with, the one that you lay down with, because that's the one person who is accountable to you.
That's right. You are absolutely right. In other news, did you hear about your man Kanye? We talked about him last week, right? But one of the things that they're saying right now is that there are Republican operatives that are helping get on the ballot in several states. And so what they're saying is this might take up maybe at least 3%, of the Democratic vote, because they're trying to win the vote by any means necessary. They're trying to win the election. What do you think about that?
Listen, I think all the woke folks out there, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So for those who really know and want to have some real change, first off, you need to show up at the ballot box, whatever it is that you're voting for.
Right.
But I doubt very seriously if this sideshow, this circus, no disrespect to Yeezy, but I don't see where he could realistically even be considered by a sane person to run this country.
Right. That's the truth. I'm not really into politics like that, but I still know that we can't let this other fool get into office for another 4 years. But also we do have to make whoever gets in earn our votes.
Absolutely, for sure.
We need to make sure we need to hold them accountable to what they are going to do for our communities. And a lot of times Democrats automatically know that they have the African American vote. And this is not the election to really play with that on. It's not. However, we got to hold these people accountable. We got to figure out how to hold them accountable.
Well, we hold them accountable with our vote. Make sure that we show up to town halls, but on the local level, all the people that you have access to in the county administration building and the courthouse, those are the people that you need to show up, talk to, meet, and get your point across, because you are their constituency and they need to hear from you. And you alone are the only people that can influence their actions with your words and with your support, and or withdrawing your support from them. Because at the end of the day, they need your vote.
There you go.
Office.
Yeah. I want to just give a shout out to the folks that are on your feed. Rob, I don't know if you see them, Sherry Darden, Rolanda Clayton. They are on here and they're active. Sherry said, I will never spend $1 on Kanye to this type of disruption. She said, I don't owe anyone anything other than I am not married on the first date. I don't know if I even like you or will be a second date. There's TMI on the first date. And then Rolanda also said, yeah, that picture is wrong. Talk to the husband. She may not know why he is married. She also, somebody said something, I think she deleted her comment. I was just getting ready to read it, but you got a lot of activity over there. So make sure that we letting everybody know that we got some comments, and we do see your comments, and we are going to make sure that we are interacting with you throughout the entire show. Chris said, I can't see myself voting for Kanye at all. Absolutely.
So if you're out there in the feed, once again, my friends, this is Robert Antoine along with the lovely
Constance Carter.
And this is Conversation Starters Live. We have so many guests in store for you. We want you to make sure that you stay tuned, that you tell a friend, and more than anything, share this thing out, because we are doing the doggone thing.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, did you mean to put that on? Like I got on Ernch and you got on Burnt Ernch. How did that happen?
We twins.
We twins.
Always twins. We just like, we're just kind of kindred spirits. You my big brother, and I think we got that kinetic thing going on.
Yeah, plus you smart. So anyway, listen.
Over the West Coast, boo.
Yeah. I feel like it's a jazzy Friday today. I know
Woo!
for sure since we've been locked down with COVID, we have missed out on the opportunity to be in a jazz festival, open air, picnic, BYOB. You got your cooler, a blanket, and you got smooth jazz sounds from your favorite artists. And picture this: Anita Baker or Rochelle Farrell or Jill Scott or a hot artist from one of the most popular record album labels in the country. Can somebody say HB?
Hidden Beach?
I'm feeling like a little bit of Hidden Beach.
I could dig it. I could dig it.
Who do you think would just culminate and bring all that vibe, that ambiance on the show right about now?
I'm thinking real hard.
I mean, make sure you unwrap your answer.
Woo!
Yeah.
I think he's kind of good looking too.
Is he chocolate?
He's chocolate. Yeah.
He's melanin touched.
Yes. I like the melanated black man. Yes.
Okay. Well, if you are watching right now, live Conversation Starters live, we want to introduce you to our super friend from the NY, none other than Hidden Beach recording artist's own, Michael Phillips.
Woo! Yes.
Hey, what up?
What it do?
Look at them pretty white teeth. Yeah.
Look at him showing with the Idris Elba, like smooth skin, white teeth.
I got an Idris Elba starter kit. yo, just shake and drink. They got this at Walmart. Add water. But you know they have in the fine print, be like battery sold separately, be like check sold separately. You don't have to, you have to get the money on your own, but I could give you the starter kit.
Yes, sir. Man, what's good, brother? It's so good to see your face in the place. Yeah. I know we have been anticipating your arrival here all week long. Yes. Constance has been bragging on you, talking about you. So I went out and did some research, and I enveloped myself in the whole Mike Phillips experience, dude. You are a bad mama jamma.
Yeah, he is.
Thank you so much. I stand on the shoulders of the people who made it possible for me. When you look at contemporary jazz artists, you know, my threesome is Grover Washington, Art Porter, and George Howard.
Really?
No, yeah. Those are the that's the gold standard of contemporary playing. The generation that came after them is Kirk and Gerald.
Yeah.
All of those are connected back some way to Louis Armstrong, Charlie Parker, Sonny Stitt, Sonny Rollins, Arnett Coleman, Pharoah Sanders. There's a lineage of culture that's really important for me to understand the shoulders, you know. So part of it is entertaining and making people feel good, but part of it is also a cultural crusade to make sure that the baton that I'm running with contains everything from the past that I have to respect.
Constance, this dude like super deep too. Yeah. God, panties are dropping. Bras are being thrown at the screen. It's gonna be pandemonium on Conversation Starters.
Yeah, funny, man.
Good gracious. I love a deep brother, Lord.
Did you hear it? He's smart.
Yes.
Listen, let me go back real quick. Yeah, D. Bowden, shout out to you. I don't know about you, Constance. I don't know about you, Mike Phillips, but when I was in grade school, every fashion show that we had was Grover Washington's Magic Man. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
Yeah,
every fashion show.
Because Mr. Magic, you know what it was? It was like a covert Baptist
revival,
missionary marching song. You know, they march in 3 steps and then 1 step backwards, and that 1 step backwards added like 20 minutes to the program. It's like, I love the missionary board, but can y'all just march in without taking that step backwards?
Hey, some of the churches still march in, but yes, that song is a classic.
So the tempo of it is just so perfect for you to basically do anything with. You could step, it was just bump, bump, Come on, man. Like, see, you get me already.
Hey, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo,
Yeah.
doo-doo. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's that joint right there. That's that jerk. Yes.
Yeah. So Mike, when you were in school, right? A lot of cats they want to be a doctor, they want to be a police officer, they want to be a lawyer. Like, did you know 17, 18, like when you were kind of formulating, figuring the world out, was the musician thing already etched in stone for you?
Yeah, it was already etched in. My senior year in high school, I was sneaking down the clubs and playing and telling them I was a college student.
Oh, wow.
Playing with grown men, learning, seeing the environment. So I was already on that path. And that was really important because I used to hop the 5 or the 2 train, take the 42 bus to 241st Street, hop on the train, go down the city. And they brought me into the community to really help me make my decision of going hard with the music. So yeah, I knew it right away. And it's essential that you have the foresight to go after your dreams and know that there'll be some obstacles, but nothing wasn't going to stop me from living out the destiny that was already sort of like deposited in me.
I love that. What's your formal training? Do you have formal training? Did you go to Berkeley School of Music or anything like that?
Man, like meanwhile, the same people my age was going to Berkeley School of Music. I was on the road with Stevie Wonder by that time. Wow. So I kind of did the LeBron thing. I just went straight from high school.
Straight to the league.
Yeah, I went straight to the league. And my first gig, I'll never forget this. It's crazy. My first gig, like with Stevie Wonder, was Nelson Mandela's 80th birthday party at his house. So now I'm just like, I went from one place and just in South Africa, scratching my head. Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson is there. And I'm just like, what is going on? Yeah. So when I came back home, I was probably in the daze for about a month. Like, I cannot believe what just happened. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Where did you start playing? So did you start playing in elementary school? Like,
I started. Yeah, Mount Vernon, New York. We had the band. I said I wanted the sax, but I thought the sax was actually the trombone.
Oh my god!
So they give me a sax, and I was like, "Nah, I want the joint with the slide." They was like, "We don't have no more." So I got mad for a week or two. Started playing it, and look at me now.
Wow,
man! Listen,
and that's the quintessential example. Yeah, that little boy that like you might not like him now, but y'all might be together for a long time, and you don't know it.
Come on.
Hey, Mike Phillips, I want to tell you out in the feed, we've got Nyamga Payne. She said that Colgate is on 1,000, brother.
Oh man,
the smile is beautiful, boy. You hear me?
He said beautiful. He said beautiful. He said beautiful.
So listen, you say you were coming from Mount Vernon, taking the train downtown. I'm assuming. Were you a big fan of
I mean, we had a community. CL Smooth lived across the street from me. Pete Rock was down the street. Pete Phillips. Hev was down the street. Andre Harrell used to come up and sign everybody. Mary J. Blige was in Yonkers. Brand Nubian was in Newark right down the street. So it was Albie Shore. I just talked to Al a couple days ago. We were reminiscing. Now, Al is funny. Al, you remember them big block cell phones?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So Al used to roll by with the 328 BMW. And then every time he'll go by Columbus Avenue, he'd be on the phone. So recently I found out that phone wasn't even turned on. He was fronting in 87. So I'm like, yo, you had that big brick. You had, because the phone had the case with it too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
So in 87, you was just fronting with the brick. Like as soon as you pull up, you be like, "Yeah, man, what's up, Quincy? Yeah, I'm on the phone." Or Al. So, but we saw all of this success. Jeff Redd, everybody lived within a 2-mile radius that was so crazy. So even though my thing was playing instruments, I had everybody succeeding right in front of me that I was able to see in the barbershop.
Wow.
So that was like lighting fluid to the dreams that I already had.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell.
Malcolm Gladwell, yeah.
Yeah. Being around that, having that within your circle of influence, and then it inspires other, and it inspires other. That's amazing. One of the things that I really love about you, Mike, is that just seeing you in concert and how you interact with the crowd. You go out in the crowd, because I seen you twice, because you came out to our area near Sacramento as well as the jazz festival, the Russian River Jazz Festival.
River, yeah.
Yeah, so you come out into the crowd, you do your thing, you're like in there. What inspired you to do that?
I like to have fun because, okay, so, and I'm not trying to kind of like, I know the power of music, but the power of service is bigger than the power of music. So it's almost like, okay, you're at Burger King, like somebody asks you how you want it, you're in a position where you have it your way to a certain extent. So it's service driven. It's not look at me driven.
Yeah.
So like understanding the power, I want to be able to touch. I want to be able to go to grandma and play a little song, or maybe sit on a lap and just have some fun, because the power of music and how it can shift the paradigm of the things that are in your soul. Once you understand the power of it, you understand that there is a part of you that has to be a servant. Get out there, and it's for the people. So, we should all get to a point where we have nothing to prove but everything to share. So
let that marinate real quick. Hold on, let that marinate real quick. We get to a point where we have nothing to prove but everything to share.
That's our preach right there.
You can preach that right there and go home.
Yeah, so like sharing, it's like, so I always say that the instrument is an inanimate object, and what flows through that instrument is who you are as a person, your intention, your soul. So the process is a little bit, even though I'm having fun, the process is extremely serious. Because if I can't look in the mirror and be cool, then what goes through the instrument and get absorbed spiritually from other people, then it's like, okay, then something don't sound right. I always need to, when I'm on the stage, that's why you see I'm so happy. It's like I feel like a kid in the candy store, because there's joy in the process of things coming from here through that inanimate object so people can listen. So when people are having fun, enjoying themselves, smiling, it's almost like the service that I know I have to give, it's done.
Yeah. I bet you didn't know you was gonna be that deep, did you, Rob? I bet you didn't know.
He's smart. Listen,
this is
what I want to say. This is how basic it is for me. And shout out to Maha Adachi, who used to open up for Jill Scott. She is fire. I love her. She's a super friend of Conversation Starters Live. But when I went to go research Mike, first thing I saw on YouTube, Mike was giving it to this elderly woman. She had to be 60, right? He giving her all of this right here. And she just sat down on him. He's still giving it to her. Right? He left her alone, found another old chick, because she was like doing all this right here. But when
I remember that.
Gave her the business, she wasn't ready. I mean, what? Really? You want this?
Yeah, and like when I walk by, people like, young fella, if you was,
sit your.
I'm gonna get your little fun.
So let's go to a question, because we have a question from Colleen Coco Spencer. She said, "Ask Mike, during the pandemic, has he been inspired to write more music? And if so, how many tracks does he have in his pockets?"
Oh man, I have a bag of tracks. And you know what? They might not be finished, but There are different ideas. You can watch television and build the song around the idea of what you saw. Or it can be a phrase, or it can be an actual melody that you got to get the words to. So it's not just, I have like 4 or 5 different starting points that the song can come to fruition. And I feel during the pandemic, all of those things have been they've been more easily accessible because of the fact that we're blessed with nothing but time.
Less distractions. That part right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Chef Karan said, Mike Phillips, I'm a fan, bro. Enjoyed your last joint, pulling off the covers. Definitely in my playlist. Will the Unwrapped series continue?
I think it will. You know, one of the things when I wanted to do Unwrapped again, I went to studio. I went to the studio when I was in high school with CL Smooth and Pete Rock down at Chung King Studio in New York.
Wait,
yeah, exactly.
You, my God.
So what happens is that even listening to the radio, there was one station, WBLS, all the way up 107.5, but then 88.9 was the jazz station. So I would literally, and you know, the old radios, you had to turn the joint.
Yeah.
You go all the way down, listen. I'll be listening to Dexter Gordon live at the Village Vanguard. And then I'll go back up, it'd be Mr. Magic, MC Shan, Marley Marl. So this back and forth cross-pollination between hip hop and jazz couldn't be any more authentic because of where I came from and what I loved. I loved Coltrane as much as I loved African Bambaataa and the Furious Five. So now when hip hop started making this change, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing beautiful women being described as B's and H's and all these other things, I said, you know what? My job is to take the banging tracks that you listen to that might not have the language and the description of our women the way you want it. So you take out the words and just replace it with some instruments. And we still get the out the other stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, in church, they always say, touch your neighbor, and they tell you to tell you something. You know why? Because the power of the tongue is so amazing that once you say it, even if you don't mean it, saying it is the first level of affirmation, even if you're not there in your spirit yet. So when we're singing these songs over and over, even though it's jamming and you just, you know, the words slip and then you're singing, and then what they're singing about isn't from a cultural standpoint the legs that we should be standing on, we're affirming it every time we sing the song. So what I wanted to do is get rid of the lyrics.
You know, Mike, you touched on a piece real quick, Constance. He took me back to church because my pastor, you know, we all know that life and death is in the power of your tongue. So whatever it is you speak, you have the power to enact without even knowing, like you said. So he told us that those songs y'all keep rocking, y'all are affirming them. So you need to protect your ear gates, but more importantly, the things you say out of your mouth influence not only the people around you, but you invite those things that you're saying in your life. So if you don't want to be a B or a hoe and you keep saying it over and over, guess who you're going to manifest in your circle, in your space? A bunch of B's and a bunch of hoes. Yeah,
and what you're doing is you're sitting up there now, you're building the tent for everything that you speak about to live.
Yeah.
This is like you building the campsite. So, it's just music. I'm in the club dancing. Okay. All of a sudden you turn around, there's like 5 tents with all the words that you want to say that you're not, but music is so powerful. That's why we have to really understand as musicians our responsibility and power as it comes to keeping it positive and making sure people can be blessed with our gift as we're servants.
Yeah. And you got to think about it. I mean, you know, and I always tell my kids this, you know, look at Biggie. He said, I'm ready to die. What happened to Biggie?
Yeah, I mean,
Talk
yeah.
about Tupac, always talking about death. What happened to Tupac? And even these rappers now, Juice World, and all of these, these people talked about death and they manifested their death. And rest, God rest the dead. I love all of these artists, but you speak things as though they were, and we have to really be careful. And just like you said, Mike, music is the most powerful thing in the universe.
Yeah, we can, like for everything that R. Kelly did and we understood he did, and Step in the Name of Love go on, the music is so powerful that it puts you in a sonic, it throws you into a sonic coma.
Yeah. Ooh.
That coma now doesn't allow you to think about everything else because the music is so powerful. It's like, oh my God, Step in the Name of Love. And then after the coma is over, you get back and then you realize the body of work as a person, but music is so powerful that it can rock you into a sonic coma where you don't even care about the body of work of the person because the music moves your soul so much that all of the umbilical cords that connect to the real things of life, they can get severed just because of the power of music. It's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mine now. Sonic coma, that's mine. Just want to let you know.
I might have the boy. He's so smart. He gave us another word. Sonic
Man, look, you done. You know what he did. Everybody knows what he did, and you're just, man. And I'm guilty too. Let's not. I'm not talking down everybody. That Step in the Love came on. I had to go I had to catch myself. Like, wait. The power of what we do is so powerful. Yeah.
Let me tell you this. We interviewed Reverend Jamal Bryant, and Rob asked him if Step in the Name of Love came on, what he doing? He said he tapping his foot underneath the table. He said he ain't gonna get up on the dance floor, but he gonna tap his foot.
Because, yeah, man, it's powerful. So once you harness it, and that old lady that I was playing to, she might have been going through something, and I'm trying to break through whatever is happening. And then all of a sudden, you try, and then all of a sudden you get that little smile and you get, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are coming and the business looks at them as tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
As musicians, we have to look at them as souls.
Mm-hmm.
So you're filled in there. You're there to enjoy yourself. Now, what is that? What is it that you need? Where... I had one person hit me up and was like, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm suffering from clinical depression, going through some things. But, man, when you played, it made me realize that things are not as bad as they seem.
Come on.
And you know what? Right then, no matter how much money I got, the job as it pertains to me being a musician was done. Like slight tears in my eyes because it made me refocus on the fact that we're not just singing and dancing, but really being a service to the people who are listening to this. Because I don't know, you might have paid $40 for a ticket, but I don't know what pain you in.
I don't know what
And what the music could be to help offset everything that you go through as a person.
Yeah.
So that's why
it sounds like when they come to your concert, they are not just having a musical experience; they are having a whole spiritual experience.
Yeah, I want people to get up and dance, be cool, and then also be culturally informed by maybe the artists that I love that you might not know. Like our younger generation, there's no Coltrane in the conversation. There's no Sonny Rollins, Ornette Coleman, Pharoah Sanders, the great women of jazz, Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Nancy Wilson.
Come on.
So it is a cultural situation too for me because I stand on the shoulders of these people. Yeah. And, without them, without Louis Armstrong, and I look at let's take the Rolling Stones, for instance. I love that Mick Jagger did it because he was like, listen, if it wasn't for no Fats Domino, it wasn't for the people that came over, we wouldn't be who we are.
That's right.
I play the music that eventually has come from the pain of my people getting whooped through the Negro spiritual. So let's get this, don't get it twisted. The Negro spiritual went two ways. The first way is God is going to make a way with all this pain. And the secondary way of the branch went to, I don't know what's going to happen. This is the blues. So all of American music has come from the webs on the back of people that look like me. The Negro spiritual branched into the blues or gospel.
Yeah.
And in America, when we're looking at the times that we have now, there have been, you talk about sonic coma, there's been I call it sonic gentrification, where you take everything that comes from me and you filter it through America's way of thinking about us. So you want the goods, but you don't want the face that the goods come with.
Yeah, that's so deep, Mike. I know for sure. I know for me, coming up when I would hear Elvis Presley, right? And he was such a national icon, but I had somebody like my dad to break it down. Like, everything you hear is borrowed. Every dance move you see is stolen. And we never got the credit that we deserve for such brilliance that he made millions from. So,
and it's the foundation of America. When you have people suffering from the byproduct of the generational curse of slavery.
Yeah.
And when they run with that baton and they don't even know they have it and they're running with it, unconscious bias comes along with it. So if America wants to feel good from the Black experience, but not face what it is to respect the Black experience across the gamut, then we have some issues. Now look at Justin Timberlake. I mean, not Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber did a wonderful dissertation about if it wasn't for Usher, he wouldn't be around. Bob James. Oh my God, when Bob James broke it down, he was talking about Quincy Jones, Black Lives Matter. And I said, you know what? Even though you have my Caucasian brothers, like, they can culturally kiss the ring of consigliere and understand that they wouldn't be nowhere without our culture.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Please believe it.
We have on the other end, and I'm not being messy and calling any names, but I will be very clear. The last time I checked Boney James' page, it didn't have anything about Black Lives Matter, and you got a full Black band. So, I'll be very clear, when you graduate from Culture Vulture University and not kiss the ring of consigliere through the culture of the Black brothers that are on stage making your show real hot. As a person of the culture and a person that's not scared, like, I'll go to the page right now. Let me see. Like, I don't see nothing. Black Lives Matter. Let me check. Hold on. Let me just look.
You heard it here first. Conversation Starters live.
I'm not trying to start nothing. No, but I'm just saying, look, I see the Black thing, the when we did the blackout, and then the most thing they'll do is say, oh, well, guys, just vote. No.
Mike, no, really, we have to start calling people to the carpet for this very thing. I was just talking to my cousin yesterday, and I just did some business with her, but she was doing business with somebody else, and she told them, I'm doing business with someone else. I did business with someone else, but here, I'm disappointed that your company has not taken more of a stance towards the experiences that are happening in our community. And we do have to call more people to the carpet. That's the reason why you see, all these companies saying, yeah, I support Black lives. They're speaking out.
I get that, but you know what's so crazy? I see And so our culture, the absorption of our culture is not mutually exclusive to Black people. I love my Caucasian brothers. When I see Caucasian people dancing, I love it because the music say. But what I'm saying is that when a brother like me and the brothers that play for you are going through the times of their lives in all of their experiences, and you can't symbolically say something.
Yeah.
What you think? What you think? Black Lives Matter Spirit Week, where it's like high school, you put on your favorite jersey for a week, and then after it goes away.
Come on.
We have to make, and then we always give the keys away to our culture. So then now they don't feel that there is any urgency to say, hey man, is everything okay? Let me throw up something to the page, whether it's a black fist or whatever. Now, even if you don't believe it, because symbolism should be cross-pollinated with action. So symbolism is the first thing to fall down. And I look at myself as an unapologetic. I played the national anthem to NASCAR, and I rocked the Negro national anthem with it. I'm very unapologetic for the culture.
I love it.
And the fact that we should always, I'm not asking for the world, but when I see these brothers up here, y'all buying $55 tickets and dancing and everything, you see the black band and you are pillaging the culture and you can't leave something symbolic. Come on, yo. Yeah. And then it's not like you're playing circles around anybody, because it's that band that got you.
Yeah.
I don't see you playing no Coltrane or no Bird or nothing like that. So the playing isn't even cemented in the culture. So if you want to get technical, we can go there too. I tell you what playing is cemented in the culture. You hear the anointing of Kirk Whalum. Yeah. Where you can feel God through his, you feel the technical facility of Gerald Albright. So when he's playing, it's almost, you can close your eyes and you think that you're listening to Cannonball Adderley, because he plays the blues with so much veracity. So the people that is pillaging the culture of the music, musically is not even on that level. But we are celebrating them because we gave them the key to the very thing that we created. And then when it's time for some support, I don't see nothing. Y'all busy promoting records. Y'all busy, or y'all doing the most on the gram trying to sell records. But I just want the community together again, because jazz came from the Negro spiritual, but it is for everybody to enjoy. So I love my Caucasian brothers who threw up the fist, who gave me a call and was like, yo, I know America is doing some things. Anywhere that I can help, will drop something on my page, anything I can do. But I never forget this. Me and Brian Gumble, we were at Disney, and then he had this whole event that raised so much money for a Negro College Fund. So I came up to Brian Gumble and I said, hey man, I said, yo, I said, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like, people don't know about this, what you're doing, raising money. He said, no, I mean, some people think you like Uncle Tom out here, and then here you are, I'm at this event, you raising $10 million for black kids to go to school. And he dropped the craziest thing on me. He said, Mike, I don't ever worry about the people who have everything to say about me, but I'm scared to death about my friends that are silent. So here you go. Y'all out here, just support us, because we're not Black Lives Matter and the things that we have to go through for systemic overhaul and change in America. I tell you one thing, I'm gonna put my foot to the metal, and it's not Spirit Week. We're not gonna do this, and we have to make sure that there is a day of reckoning that has receipts in it. So from the day that George Floyd died up until the next year, I saw you put up those "We support the Black community." Well, how has the paradigm shifted in your leadership? What are your hiring practices? You know, you had a year since you threw up the fist and everything else. So we want to see change. And one thing about our culture is after our legs get tired marching, we're not adamant enough to get the receipts.
Robert, you are a C-suite leader coach.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna let y'all ask questions because I can.
So here's what's really funny about that, Mike. Constance knows that I am always in the face of decision makers and C-suite leaders who are less melanated than the folks on the screen right now, the folks that are listening, and it's a difficult conversation to have. In fact, I tried to tap dance around it because I wanted my money to keep flowing in. But at some point, I got sick and tired of answering the black thing. And I said, unless you really want to know, don't ask me that question.
Yeah,
because my comments are going to be followed with, what are you going to do now?
Right.
And so I'm not so interested in what we say. What I'm interested in is what we do. And
exactly
what it is that you do. Right. You can say what you want to say. I got a black friend. I support you. It was wrong what happened. Those cops should be. I don't want to hear that. Tell me what you're going to do.
Man, it's so crazy. I was did a live stream just like this with the PAL, Police Athletic League. And there's a lot of law enforcement on there. I said, hey, law enforcement, if you ever filed some paperwork and you knew something was wrong, I said, if you ever saw something and didn't report it, don't run up in here thinking that you a good cop because you played black basketball with a black kid, because the wrong that you've done to make sure that some paperwork got buried, or when you saw something and you didn't do something, you are part of the problem. Now, the really good cops, they roll up their sleeves. They're in the community. I know them. The really bad ones, they're going to get caught with cameras. But there's 60% of the silent ones that just are complicit. And that's where the problem is. So I had no problem calling out law enforcement. If you're one of those guys who just saw somebody else just do something and then you just filling out your paperwork, or you know, the traffic stop and you try to justify it through it, and then you file the paperwork and cover it for your boy, you don't get the good cop.
You don't get a pass. Right.
So we've been going through so much culturally from everything that when it comes to a point where we just are not having it anymore, that frustration should be put in perspective along with people who are willing to help. So that my brothers who are willing to help, I love my Jewish brothers and sisters because they get it. You know, the oppression is real. So even if you saw a Nazi somewhere and they had a Swiss bank account, whatever, guess what? They're gonna clean it out.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna find you, and we might put you on trial, because that's the veracity of what it is to bring wrong to justice.
Yeah.
And I think we got to understand that after the march and after the demands, the receipts, we need receipts, because now things are getting so crazy that just your conversation and your talk and your symbolism, it's not going to be good. Now, here's a perfect example. I do the National Black Anthem at the NASCAR, and then it trends on Twitter, and then NFL comes out, said the first week we're going to do the Black National Anthem. You see why that's not going to work is because you still haven't finished the business with Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
We want to see the apology, and here's the crazy thing, and I'm going to tell you guys first. When I was struggling with playing the national anthem, Carlos Fleming, who was working with Colin Kaepernick at the time, I reached out to him and he reached out to Colin, and we started all talking. And Colin said, yo, why don't you play the Black National Anthem at the football game? This was 3 years ago.
Wow.
This was 3 years ago. So in turn, the NFL is adopting the idea that they saw me do at NASCAR that Colin Kaepernick told me to do. So here, with Colin Kaepernick, all things is Colin Kaepernick, and we're right back to square one. So when week one, they play the Black National Anthem, which I'm all for, because that song is about our struggle, the hope, and the dreams of us and equality. And you know what? It's no problem to stand for that. And with people that look like me, that generate the most money in the league, it is okay to stand for that. But
yes, sir.
They still have business to do with Colin Kaepernick. And Colin was the person that gave me the idea.
Wow.
We spoke. So now, here we are. When y'all do it week one, just make sure you thank Colin Kaepernick, because he's the person who gave me the idea.
No doubt. Mike, I'm going to tell you this right now. If my mama was sitting here, right here next to me, she would say, boy, you trying to raise my pressure. Because you're hitting on all the points, man. And one of the things that I love about you, and you embody jazz, is all about improvisation.
Yes.
So I need you to help the people that are blowing up our feed right now. If you're in the Conversation Starters live feed, keep commenting so that Mike Phillips gets to see what you're saying. Show Constance some love. Your boy Rob on the job is here. Share. But I want you to get with this. Mike, I need you to play some. You talked about what you did for NASCAR. You talked about what you did for the NFL. You talked about what you did in collaboration with Cap. You ain't giving my peoples nothing, because
I'm gonna get my charger. I'm gonna get my charger so it don't run out. Hold on, stay right there. I'll be right back.
You good.
Oh, y'all can look at my horn. Hold on.
So what's up, you guys out there? Listen, you are listening to Conversation Starters live exclusive with Mr. Mike Phillips, Mr. White Teeth, Mr. Colgate Smile. Ain't he dropping them gems on you? Ain't he dropping them dimes on you? Dropping them bombs? Make sure you are sharing this with your mom and them, with your aunt and them, with your cousin and them. Share this with everybody you know, because you may not have heard of Mike Phillips, but you know him today. And his music is blazing. I've seen him several times in concert, and he is absolutely fantastic.
What you say? They're going to learn today. They're going to learn today.
They're going to learn. They're going to learn it.
So that's, it's much love to all my Caucasian brothers out there that's in the fight, so Boney, no disrespect, just throw something up. Let us know that you supporting us.
That you would. Let me ask you this before you play that horn. You have children?
Oh, yes.
How many children do you have?
3. I got one girl that just graduated communications from Howard. HU, That's
his alma mater. That's Rob's alma mater.
Yes, Mike Jr., who is 10, and Tyson, who's 5. So Mike Tyson.
All right, right on. What kind of conversation are you having with them about what's going on socially with your children?
Yeah, they know. My 5-year-old was like, we live in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
So the 5-year-old was like, man, there's a whole bunch
of the minority.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of white people with Black Lives Matters.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, because I told them in the 60s there were Caucasian people who fought and died next to us.
Right.
So when you're under the jurisdiction of what the plan is, then you're good. When you're out here just turning over dumpsters and burning them, I'm talking about you're going to run in the police department, y'all need to sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. We need each other in order to have any kind of improvement in this world.
We need them.
We
absolutely need them.
We cannot do it alone. All right.
So here we go. I'll play a little something. Brandon, yo, you remember his
good.
Those
I'm gonna give it up for Jackson Heights' own.
Come on, Michael Phillips.
Man, that was hot. You know what? I didn't know what it was when you first started, but then when you got into it, you just putting a little stank on it, right? I was like, oh, I know that joint.
Listen, if y'all don't know, that is the Negro national anthem, and that is something that we grew up on. We used to have our fists up when we sang that song.
Oh yeah,
yes, that was it. And that song represents
fire.
Yeah, it represents freedom. It represents our struggle. It represents where we've been. It represents where we're going, and it was absolutely perfect.
Mike, real quick. This is what I want to ask every
people love me.
saxophonist. Like when you play, are you breathing in through your nostrils, or you breathe? Like how are you doing all that? Because you hold the notes, you ride on it.
Yeah, it's both. If you take your mouth off of it, you can breathe through your mouth.
Okay.
But if your mouth is on it, you got to breathe through your nose. So yeah, so it's both.
All right, so listen, I want to hear something. I mean, I want you to take me back to Mount Vernon. I mean, ride me down through the Bronx, take me through another borough. We can go across the bridge. We can go down to Manhattan.
Magic.
All right, I'll do a little piece of that. You know, Grover. I don't be fooling with Grover. That's like Grover. So I'm gonna do a couple notes now. Hey.
Yeah, that's that joint that you ride down the freeway. You with your man, you with your woman. It's sunny outside. You just having it's a good day. Oh my God,
that's a transformational song. Like you can old boy can be a mud duck, but then he driving in that convertible. He Idris Elba all over again.
Oh, I don't like you.
Mud duck. He wake up in the morning like this. Don't matter. You throw that Mr. Magic and you got a little car, a little Coogee sweater on, yo, it changes the game. Like,
oh man, a mud duck. And this dude right here, boy.
Bro.
I'm just saying though, like, you know, there's some songs that make you feel that you look better than what you really do.
Like, that Mr. Magic is one of them, huh?
You throw that joint on, you be like, hey,
I can get it.
Yeah, I'm about to talk to her right now.
Oh man, you are absolutely crazy, dude.
Like you want to just go to the flyers joint and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get that right now.
I can get that.
I can't. You 5'1" and looking like that. All right, let me stop. Woo! There's some songs you put on. Oh, it's automatic confidence.
Yeah, listen.
Let me tell you something. I just want to hear one little piece. You should be because I'm working. You got the stage with a mic in your hand as a comedian, brother.
No.
Can I get like a little piece? You don't even got to do more than one bar of anything from like whatever you remember hearing in Mount Vernon.
Okay. Mount Vernon or Unwrap? Let's see it. Let's go Unwrap.
Unwrap. Yeah. Yeah, we need Questlove like hitting that.
Come down. Come on. Come on.
Woo!
You got the little men's in them on the broadcast.
Yeah.
Let them say what's up.
Come on here.
Lean in closer to the wall.
Let's see the babies. Is this little Mike or this Tyson?
No, that's Tyson.
Hey, Tyson.
Big
Hi,
T,
Tyson.
what's up, T?
Hi, Tyson.
Okay. All right, good. Back to business.
Woo.
So,
So
I didn't tell you to play down here.
what's that?
No, I was just talking to Tyson.
I really want
And now he's gonna be doing the most.
We got to. Soon as you do us up, I got
Mike
to keep
Phillips.
my call.
Mike Phillips, we got you on Conversation Starters Live, and one of the signature segments on our show is I Really Wanna Know. So put your saxophone down. You might have to rear back and think about these answers because we want to make sure that you have a little fun, loosen up your collar. I am Tiger Woods. Shout out to Tiger Woods and your hat that you got on for all the golfers out there. It's going to be a great weekend to watch golf. But I'm going to start him off right now, Constance, and put him on his back pocket with this question I'm about to ask him. You are a New Yorker. I'm going to take you back to 1992, 93, 94. In your daydreams, is it more likely that you were having dreams about Lil' Kim or Foxy Brown? In your daydreams.
You see, what's clouding this is the end result of both of them.
No, we talk about pre.
We talking about 1992, 93.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, but I still can't stop thinking about where they at now. Like, so let me cut that off.
Don't do it, Mike. Don't do it, brother.
Let me cover the umbilical cords to how they look and what they doing now, because it's the most.
They doing the most.
And let me just close my eyes, and it would have to be Lil' Kim. It would have to be Lil' Kim.
Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim. Kimberly Jones.
Queen B.
Queen B.
All right. So let me ask you this. So say tomorrow you woke up as a woman, person of the opposite sex. What would be the first thing you did?
Man, that's crazy. Make sure my weave was tight. Man, like these tracks out here is real. Like
this dude right here.
I'm just saying, like, we going there. I need to make sure, like, I can't see the tracks and all that. So yeah, I need to just make sure that it's put together nicely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michael, sometimes brothers just leave you speechless. So I ain't got nothing else to say about that. Mike, I know that you're married and you got three beautiful babies, one being from HU. So I know that kid right there is going to be special. No disrespect to your queen. But when you are looking at a woman, which body part catches your eye first? Now, I know it's a lot to take in and she bow, but which one, let me change the question. Which one is an essential one? Nice and tight. Oh, sorry. If you were single, which body part are you checking out?
All right. I think,
off top.
I'll tell you legs because it personifies, it's the personification of gracefulness. So when you walk, when you have on shoes, like moving is everything. Fluidity. So if they're not looking good, it just doesn't, and there are people that, it's kind of like when you're walking, your whole walk can really mess up the flow of the sexy that you could have.
Hey.
Yeah, like
so let me make sure. So you look past the lips, look past the smile, look past the top piece, look past the bottom.
I'm not looking past anything. I'm just letting you know what's first. I'm gonna get to the other stuff.
My man.
I'm gonna get to the other stuff, but yeah, like, but you know what? Walking is a function that exudes so much sexiness if it's done right with the right shoes. It's like a graceful movement. It's like, so when if you clunking along, like, nah. So not even just how beautiful the legs are, but the movement and the fluidity that you're getting from point A to point B. It has to look good.
See, this man, he loves women, and he has studied women. This is the kind of man that you guys want, ladies. You want a man that looks at the legs first, not the booty, and not your boobies.
Okay.
Legs.
Mike Phillips.
Love it. Mike Phillips for president, y'all.
You can have them legs.
For president.
I do agree. Walk in a straight line, ladies. Please. You can't be all over the place.
Yeah, like, and then, you know, at the end of the night, like, just take off the shoes when we understand the sacrifices you make to walk. But then there's a time where there's an expiration date. And it's okay, put on the slippers, but don't mess up the walk because you're trying to compromise the good look. It's okay. We know the night is over. Throw on them slippers or the flats and just let's keep it moving. But don't mess up the gracefulness of getting from point A to point B. Because that clucking around, man, nah.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Nah, exactly. In my New York voice. Not gonna be able to do it.
All right, so I'm gonna take one of Rob's questions that he likes to ask. So it's Saturday, you cleaning up. What you got on your iPod or your iPod? What you listening to?
Pre-presidential Kanye. Nah, that was a genius.
Late registration, yeah.
I wish I had a cup and a little tea joint that I can run, because once he got to that,
to the sunken place.
Oh my goodness!
Did you catch that concert?
The sunken place, yeah.
So pre Kanye, and not even just pre Kanye, but the tracks that pre Kanye, presidential Kanye did for other people, those were banging.
Yeah,
Jay.
Yeah,
the joint that he did for Common.
Yeah.
When Common said, Ye is the new primo. Yeah, like, you know what? Then one of the reasons, you know, Mike Tyson, and they my son Mike and Tyson, the lesson is that you can be the most powerful black man it can be, but if you make a couple wrong moves, it can all go wrong.
You can lose everything.
Both of your names come together with a story that you need to take to your grave.
You lose about Bill Cosby.
One bad move. So my thing is, hey, we're praying for Kanye, but you can't have it both ways. You can't you can't use the excuse of mental health and then want to be the president at the same time, because something got to get sat down.
Sit down somewhere. Yeah.
So your quest for presidential aspirations got to get sat down, but obviously you're playing, I'm sick and I need help, but I still want to be president. And then at one point, at some time, we just got to be like, come on, man, we want to help you, but you don't want help if you're still trying to be president that needs some help.
Now, here's what's funny about that. Mike. The blacks, we are very, very forgiving. We have elected a mayor to be mayor 2 times after smoking crack, getting caught with weed. So we will forgive you. And unfortunately, I hope that this time too much is on the line. This is too important for us to be fooling around with you. One day sensible, and the next day you need some help. Sit down, please.
So, and I think that's up to us. Like we can't, you know, I made a bet with one of my boys. I said, watch him get in the news cycle and watch him trend. It was like, no, Kanye is not really going to trend. And all of a sudden he did the press conference and it was all over. So how we get out of this, because we don't need his, we're all agents of the perpetuation of information.
Sure.
How you shut it down is that you ignore them.
Take his oxygen
And
away.
we can't, just like when Trump get out of office finally, what he's going to be struggling with is the need to be seen.
Yeah.
So you need to say, and I'm sorry, we don't want to ignore the mental problems.
Yeah.
We just want to ignore the tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Because right now it's too serious. Now, mind you, we got to hold Joe Biden to the fire and make sure that there are some things within our community. But guess what? He got to get in first.
Yeah.
And then we got to put the fire to Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, everybody that's going to be in the cabinet to run the agenda. But right now, it's about getting him out.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, man, switching gears. I need, since you're a New York guy, I need your top 5. Who's on the Mount Rushmore greatest MCs of all time? Don't give me no straight. I want a straight, no chaser. Don't give me no I need your top 5. Spit them.
Okay, but let me just say this.
See what I'm saying?
But I have to, because lyricism, metaphors, and all of the things because we judge things on different standards.
Sure we do.
So people like hits, but for me, the artistic value of hip hop and the metaphors and just how you flow and the skill set of it is where I'm judging this from.
Okay, let's get it.
And let's go. Cool G Rap.
Oh, I pick up hips, zip up lips. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Okay.
Black Thought.
Very deep.
Jay, Biggie, and Nas.
Biggie and
then my
your honorable mention.
3 Stacks.
I can't believe you left Raw off your list. The R. The 18th letter, Rakim.
Yeah, but when you look at the complexity of Nas and Black Thought and how they flow rhythmically, Rakim was a lyricist, but just put it this way. It's not as complex as where Nas is.
What? Well, I would have took Rakim over Cool G Rap.
Ooh, man.
See, this is where the debate comes in.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, Rakim was the bigger star, but I'm talking about B-cut lyrics and how he. Oh man, to me, I don't know.
See that I love how you started, because it's just like saying who's the greatest quarterback of all time. You're talking about touchdowns, you're talking about rings, you're talking about stats, you're talking about clutch performance. So I get it, but I just thought that you would add Rakim on there because he is so lyrically gifted. Now, I'm a big fan of Cool G Rap, and a lot of people sleep on Black Thought because, except for about 3 or 4, well, one of them joints you played, I mean, like he got bars. He can flow.
So if you want to hear real bars, just stream Stream of Thoughts Volume 2. He got enough bars for a lifetime. And if you want to hear bars, 16 Ain't Enough. Rick Ross's joint.
16 ain't enough.
Yo, when you hear what 3 Stacks said on that,
yeah, Andre 3000.
It's poetically genius.
Yeah, that's fire.
Is that Rakim was New York and it was prolific, but the genius of where I rank poetic and metaphors, I mean, it's more contemporary.
Sure.
Than not, but man, like it is like I'm in the complexities. It's almost like, do you want to play the blues, or do you want to play the blues along with bebop, which what Cannonball Adderley did? See,
check this out. You know one joint I've been looking for on iTunes to this day, and I know you'll know this one, Mike. Remember Cool G Rap? I think it was Marley Marl's The Symphony.
Yeah.
I can't find it anywhere. Yeah. Don't. I can't find it anywhere. I mean, I will rock that right now and shut down any party if I could play that, but I can't find it.
Most Def, see, and that now Most Def is there too. See, y'all done sucking me into like.
Well, listen, we appreciate the fact that you're hanging out with us on the Conversation Starters Live couch. You have brought more than a concert full of information. We appreciate your thoughtfulness, the fact that you share with us, and your realness and your fearlessness to be able to call out one of your cohorts, one of your peers.
He's cool with me, like, you know. But like,
well, just so you know, Mike, I want to let you know it's the equivalent of your parents whooping your ass and then picking you up saying, come on in here and get this peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah. And that, you know,
I'ma still love you.
Hungry? There's some spaghetti up in there to eat.
Yeah, and you got if I'm wrong about anything that I said, or if I'm not accurate, pull up.
Never doubted that. Doubted. Yeah. But there's a fearlessness that you exuded that most cats wouldn't do. You know what I mean?
Everybody's scared because, you know, the little clique in the whole mafia that makes them work, and they all got to be quiet. Guess what? If I was as fearless to play the Black National Anthem at a NASCAR race, then I'm not scared of you.
Come on.
Or whatever else, or whatever other backlash that might come for it. At the end of the day, the truth is the truth. I don't see no symbolism. And you got a full black band, and you're digging into the culture. So if I'm wrong about any of that, pull up.
Yes, sir. That's you know what that means when a joke can tell you to pull up.
Pull up from New York. Pull up. Pull up. I'm on the West Coast. Pull up.
Yeah, like I'm about the culture, and it's for everybody to enjoy. But like, you're a figure that takes advantage of our culture in the jazz realm, and you can't show any symbolism.
There needs to be some reciprocity.
Yeah. And then, you know, if this information ain't get on them, copy it to his page and tell him to pull up.
No, we don't do that kind of thing.
Well,
listen, we appreciate the fact that you're able to speak your mind. We put it out there for the world to see. This is the #1 entertainment platform. But as far as going to Bob James and telling him Mike Phillips, we don't do that.
Man, and Bob James, man, let me tell you, like, I was so grateful to watch his joint over and over, how he was talking about the history of Quincy and him. And Bob James is the most sampled. Hip hop has sampled Bob James, the most sampled probably like musician ever.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna DM Bonnie James myself and tell him to pull up. So you might not want to do it right, but I'm gonna tell him to pull up.
Well, you know what? And the thing is, it's not pulling up for he ain't gonna catch these hands, but he'll just hands. He'll just catch some hands in the way of a conversation that will enlighten him to understand the shoulders that he stands on.
That part. That part.
Yeah, it ain't no, you know. I mean, I'll go with the hands, but this is not a hands.
I mean, I can throw a
hand situation.
That's what you need.
I mean, yeah, you can catch these hands, but this is not a hand situation. This is the hands are coming from me reaching out to you and asking you to understand that your platform is powerful and your symbolism is needed.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So come on, give me a hug, man. Come on, give me a hug. And then don't give me a hug. Then you catch these hands, son. yo, I'm telling you, I'm the most hood sax player that you ever. Son,
I'm telling you right now, Mike. If you look out into the crowd post-COVID, 2021, if you see two light bright jokers, it might be me and Constance over there doing one of these numbers, shadow boxing.
Oh man,
giving you the Wakanda. You heard me.
Funny shadow boxing story. So Stevie threw his hands up on me. So he blind. So I'm taking he said, box me for real. And why did he get one in? I was like, oh,
you was too slow for Stevie.
I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, I had my hands up and he got one through. I was like, he's not blind. Ain't no way. Like, this dude caught me like straight against the jaw. Like he just caught my whole cabbage like pop. I was like, yo. This is a true story.
Well, you know what,
Stevie got hands.
Steve Harvey said that he doesn't believe that Stevie Wonder is blind.
I don't think he blind either, yo. That dude caught me right in my cabbage, yo. I was like, yo, I love y'all.
We appreciate it.
Blind, yo. Have me back soon. I mean,
Yes.
Listen, man. Let us do the proper outro. Listen. This is the #1 entertainment platform in the world, Conversation Starters Live. So once again, my name is Robert Antoine, along with the lovely
Constance Carter.
And we believe that for every situation,
there is a conversation.
And some hands.
Conversation Starters Live.
And some hands.
Mike Phillips with the hands.
There's a conversation and some hands.
We love y'all. Peace.